Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a wireless transmitting set here that you can transmit any audio source from one point to another. And so what makes this one very special is ultra long range. So here we have the box that it comes in. It's quite thin, by a company called TP Wireless. It's a 2.4 gigahertz digital wireless audio product. So this is for actually transmitting high quality sound. This will work great for anything that you need to get the sound from one point to another wirelessly. In any case, let's open it up. So as we open it, we have a quite large thank you booklet here. So here they kind of talk about the company and things like that, their products, and here they have more things to offer. So I think the TP Wireless is also Soyo technology development, or at least they're owned by that company. So here we have the instruction manual and how to use it. And the most important here are the technical specs of the transmitter / receiver. So I'm still quite amazed of the distance here of 3,000 feet. That is very far. All right, and so here is the hardware that it comes with. So it looks like we have the receiver, the transmitter. So before we look at these a little closer, let's take a look at the wiring that comes with this kit. So it looks like we have two of each. We have, looks like two AUX cables, the 3.5 millimeter stereo jack, and you can use this to bring signal in or out. Here we have two cables that are RCA to the 3.5 jack here, stereo. And there's two of them. And then we have two USB power cables. And they look to be about 4 feet long or so. One side we have the plug for the module, and then this is your USB. So the USB you will plug in into the power bricks, and there's two of these also that come with it, and that's how you're going to feed it power. Now the cool part about this is that you can, plug this into anything else, and you don't have to use the brick here. So essentially here we're getting two of everything. All right, so let's take a closer look at the receiver and transmitter. So they seem to be quite similar. Let's go ahead and pull this one out. So we look at them, they look quite identical. They're actually exactly identical, and there's no way to tell the difference between them, looks like, unless you have these stickers here. So instead of the stickers, I would have liked to see some kind of engravement, maybe somewhere like in the body here, that would say receiver or transmitter. That way it's more permanent, but it's not a big deal. And if you wanted to, you could pull these off and put a smaller sticker on there or whatever else you want to maybe mark it with a color, some paint. On the receiver, there is a quality control sticker that does have a little R right here, and the other one has the T, which is for the transmitter. So let's go ahead and just look at the controls here. So it looks like we have a display here, a line out, line in plug here. So then we have the volume up and down here, a status LED, and a charge LED looks like. And then we have channel up and down. So if we go to the other side here, we have the antenna, and the antenna moves around in different ways. So you can put it anywhere you want it. Then we have a selector for music or mic. So essentially, if you have a line output or input, you would use it on music. And then if you're using more sensitive devices, you would go to the middle here, which is 0 dB. And then if you're using like an ultra sensitive device, like a microphone, then you would go to the mic here. So what makes these really cool is that they're very versatile with all the signals. So you can have a regular audio signal or like a line signal, and then you can have, something that's a little more sensitive. And then you have a really sensitive for a microphone or whatever else that has a really high sensitivity. So as we go farther here, we have the on and off switch, and we do have a standby. So all the way this way is on, standby in the middle, and off all the way to that side. So I'm not sure why you would need the standby. Maybe the standby turns itself off after a while if it has no transmitting power coming to it. But in any case, we do have those options. And here at the end, we have the power jack where you would plug in your USB power here. Just like that. So these two are exactly the same in their functions and buttons. And I think what makes them different is the way they are set up from the factory on the inside, either to receive or transmit. All right, so for the next part, let's set them up, hook them up to some power, and see if we can transmit something. All right, so I got the transmitter and the receiver plugged in to the power. Let's go ahead and power them on. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the receiver first. All right, so we have something glowing here, and it says 30. I'm guessing that's the channel. So there is a total of 30 channels. As you can see, I'm switching them by pushing the channel button. So we can choose any channel we want. So now we're gonna power on the transmitter. So the transmitter says 28. I guess we need to go ahead and match that up to 30. So we should technically be able to transmit sound now, but I want to try something. I want to see if this is an auto finder here or not. So we got 30 on here, but if I turn it off and we'll leave our transmitter on 28, turn this back on. So it looks like on these you have to manually actually set the channel where it needs to be. So one of the other interesting parts about this thing is that you can adjust the line in and line out. So here, obviously, since we're using this as a transmitter, we're going to use the line in on here, plug our source in to come in here, and then, you know, it's going to wirelessly transfer to here, and then we're going to use the line out from here to whatever we're trying to send the signal to. So the cool part about these is that you can use the volume buttons here to adjust your line in and line out volume, I guess. Here you can see that clicking the volume button, I'm going up and down on the line output volume. So this one has 1 through 15, 15 being the maximum. So let's go ahead and just go down to 12. And this one has volume of also to 15, and we'll leave this one on 12. All right, and so it should be as simple as that. All right, so I'm going to use my phone to feed the transmitter. The receiver would feed this Bluetooth speaker, so we should be able to hear music from there to here. So this Bluetooth speaker has an AUX input, so we're going to use that as the receiving end. So let's say if you had a, you know, some kind of old school player that still outputs these RCAs, you would use something like this, and then, you know, you'd go into the line in here and plug in your source of audio, you know, into RCA. So you do have two options, either this or this here. So we have the AUX option. So we're going to plug in line input on the transmitter and then the output on our phone. And then on the receiver, we're going to plug into line out and then here into our Bluetooth speaker, AUX input. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of split these apart. The receiver over here and the transmitter will be here somewhere. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and power on the speaker and I'm going to switch it to AUX. So the next thing to consider is what kind of signal are we outputting there. So I think on the receiver part is not going to matter much, but I'm not sure. In any case, but we're going to put everything on music on the back over here on the selector. And we're going to put music on the transmitter here too. So technically all is left is to play something here on the phone. All right, so we're just going to go to YouTube and pick a little video here from my videos. And so it's actually playing. So I'm going to put up the gain on my phone, obviously, all the way up.
It says works with Alexa. So if you have Alexa and you want that kind of functionality, it does have it.
And you can see, guys, that it's working. So if I'm going to change the channel here, you can see it doesn't work anymore. The channel has to line up, obviously. And also we have volume. Let's see if that works.
You can control it through your phone, so you can pan around and look when you're not home.
So it is working. It's getting louder and quieter. Same thing here.
So it seems like a quite unique and interesting product. So let's open it up and see what it looks like. All right, so let's cut this.
So the volume is working on each end of the receiver or transmitter. So if I move this to 0 dB on the transmitter, this should change our sound quite a bit.
And our SD card actually goes in.
Yes, it did. It got a lot louder.
It looks like it can rotate also. And our micro.
So we're on 0 dB right now, and it got much louder.
All right, so.
And if we go to mic, it's probably going to be corrupted. Let's try.
Micro USB.
Okay, so it got even a little bit louder when I put it on mic. So it's actually controlling the signal quite well, even though I got the volume all the way up on the phone. So yeah, guys, as you can see, everything's working quite well, and it's very straightforward. It's quite simple to use. You know, all you gotta do is match your channels. You know, you got volume adjustments here, and that's it. And you can transfer high quality audio between these two devices. Now, what makes this more impressive is the distance that they're able to be apart from each other and still transmit HDCD quality. And so here in the specifications, we can see that the sampling is a 64 kilohertz at 16-bit audio quality, which is quite nice. And honestly, this would work extremely well if you're thinking about transferring from one end of the house to the other, or even like for a subwoofer that's, you know, in the back somewhere. Or let's say you want to feed a camera audio from the main mixer, this could also work very well. So there's a lot of uses for something like this. So there's not a good way for me to show you how far these things can go because of the distance they can. So think of it like this. 3,000 feet is like 10 football fields in a row. That's how far that is. So that is extremely far. It almost seems impossible that, you know, these things can do something like that, but apparently they can. That is quite remarkable. Now that said, obviously that's going to be in an open field. If you use them inside your home or any other place where this thing has to go through walls, I'm sure that will be cut down quite a lot. But in any case, even if it operates at 1,000 feet, that is still amazing. And that's what really makes these things unique. All right, so this is the TP Wireless Soyo WT03 transmitter receiver set. So if you've been looking for a long-range wireless solution, this might be it. And if you want to pick up this set, I'll leave some links in the description. It's from Amazon, so check those out. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and it was informative. And if you liked it, then hit that like button. And if you enjoy videos like this and you want to see more, I do a lot of reviews and other things on this channel. So if you're not subscribed, then hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.